A lot of business owners know about exiting but they often think that it's kind of just for like the tech bros and the VC funded, Silicon Valley startups kind of thing. But when I started to really dig into this world, I realized that there's a market for all different types of businesses to be sold, to be acquired, to be taken over, to be exited. And my mission is to make sure that even small business owners or, clinic owners or, these sort of more day-to-day businesses, anybody can exit, anybody can sell their business, anybody can sell assets inside their business. I mean, that's a huge game changer for people who may not be wanting to like divest themselves of an entity, but they can build things inside their business that can be eventually sold off in pieces and parts. So just the whole conversation, I think, is not being had with a lot of these smaller business owners who just don't know this is an option for them. And so what we do is certainly there are people who, come and who are just like, I want to sell right now. But oftentimes in that conversation, it's coming from someone who's burned out or who's been in their business for a while or just doesn't see the path to something other than that, what you call the hamster wheel. That's what I've heard over and over again, this income focus, right? Now, we always want income in our business, and we're going to continue to get income inside of our business and focus on that. But your whole energy changes when you realize and you make a plan for what's in the future for you, whether that's 5, 10 years in the future, 3 years in the future. When you start to think about what you can do and that what you do can lead to a much bigger exit for you or a much like a wealth event for you. Now that energy shifts inside the business and your focus shifts inside the business. So whether you're a clinic owner or you're, a solopreneur running an expert business or whether you're doing something else, just being able to see that there's a path for you, all of a sudden the decisions that you make, the investments you make inside your business, your whole strategy starts to change because we look at it from the perspective of an exit and where you want to be. And now all of your efforts are working on building something as opposed to just chasing revenue. So that's the huge mindset shift for all of these small businesses.
Yeah, I would say it's very difficult when you are owning your own company to realize that not only are you the doctor or the clinician, but you are also the owner. So you have to get yourself in the CEO mindset. But the CEO is also beholden to the shareholder. So you actually have to think like a shareholder, which is different than a CEO. Think like the CEO and think like the person who's doing the job that you've created for yourself. A lot of times, most of our owners create a job for themselves and they just work the job without ever pulling out to the CEO or to the other mindset. You had said something that I thought was really interesting because I'm going to tell you, businesses don't think about this at all. Like small business owners don't think about it. When you were thinking about piecemeal, like something inside the business to grow, with clinics, can you give me an example of what that might be that they could grow and they could sell inside the business rather than the entire entity?
Yeah. So thinking about a clinic, I was just working with a dermatologist who has a laser and Botox clinic, and actually my son had to go in there to get some Botox done. And so when I look at his business, certainly there's the service that they provide and there's treatments that they provide and that sort of thing. But they were also running these programs, which I thought were like straddling the sort of the medical programs or the medical services and what a lot of people are really interested in, which is a little more lifestyle. It's a little bit more like building up your wellness and that sort of thing. So certainly it's powered by their experiences and their services, but now they've packaged up this almost like this event that they hold on a regular basis that has a brand and they're building a brand around it and it's all information, right? It's information supplemented by products. So if they continue to build this out, they can build a brand around an event that they have on a regular basis. And that event itself, because it has a brand, starts to become valuable. And over time, as they build that out and they invest in that brand growing, they could one day package that up and sell that to someone who wants to continue on the brand and continue on the events and make a profit from these events because they're selling product on the back end, they are selling their services, they are selling like entry into the event. And that exists separate to them providing medical services or their treatments that the dermatologist has to provide on an ongoing basis. So they looked at how they can leverage the audience that they have of people who are coming in for treatments and their knowledge and expertise inside the local market. And they created something that doesn't require the dermatologist to deliver services or one of the practitioners to deliver services. They have leveraged everything that they've got and they've created this brand. So they can invest in building that brand and building that brand, and it's sort of separate to the brand of the clinic. And they could one day package that up to sell. People don't think about assets inside their business, and they don't realize that how much they have created inside their business already that could easily be packaged up or leveraged for as something somebody would buy.